Welcome back.
Hi, Rochelle.
We're here today. We met a few days ago. It was a phenomenal conversation.
Thank
We
you so much.
started our little talk on LinkedIn and decided let's get an in-person conversation going. We had a virtual coffee that was so great. I learned so much from you. But for our listeners
Wonderful.
today, we're going to pretend like I don't know anything about what you
Okay.
do and who you
Okay.
are. So, why don't you introduce yourself to me once again? Who are you? Tell me about you. What do you do?
I am a teacher, educator, coach. I've spent my entire adult life, 40 years, in education, both private education, public education, and even university level. So I've worked with elite athletes and God's most challenged individuals in severe and profound classrooms. So
Man,
I have this perspective of bodies and human movement and it was really an interest that I was a college athlete. I loved athletics. I'm bringing that fascination and passion of movement into classrooms where bodies don't have that same freedom. And
wait. Hold on just a second. I'm glad you said that. And I really want to touch on that because that's the part of our conversation that really caught my interest. When we were talking
yes,
about movement all came from this discussion around regulation and
yes,
how we have this understanding that within the school ecosystem that a lot of times teachers want to focus on how the students are dysregulated and what is causing them to be dysregulated, not fully understanding that it's not just the students that are dysregulated. Sometimes us as staff, teachers, administrators are also dysregulated. And you can't have co-regulation without the understanding of what your body needs to be regulated. And
absolutely.
that's when you like changed my mind and perspective. When you started talking about the body's regulation is different from the mind, can you tell everyone what that is? What we
Absolutely.
talking about there?
Well, it was really after 25 years of exploration and patterns working with individuals who could not share experiences verbally. They either had no cognitive ability or they communicated with gestures, hums, they communicated differently. So I had to become 25 years later, probably what you would call me as a body whisperer. I recognized patterns that unfolded that began to make sense for all of us, not just those students in special education classrooms. I think the very first thing we need to understand is what regulation actually means. Regulation doesn't really necessarily mean calm. Regulation has to do with a physiological process in the body that has to answer three specific questions.
Okay.
Our body is always trying to what we call orient. And orient is not a place. It's a space in which the body can expand its thinking. If you think about the human body, its purpose is to scan for threat, make sure that there's no physical harm, that there is connection and belonging, and that there is an expectation that I am aware of, I know. So those three questions, let me repeat them for the audience especially. In order to be regulated, you must orient to the environment in which you are in. And so orientation changes because environments change. And then that's a whole nother conversation I hope we get into later about environments themselves. There's not time today, but environments are doing a lot of teaching before words are ever spoken.
Yes.
So let me go back to what a body needs. To orient, it must answer to the body's satisfaction. Did I say anything about logical thinking at this point? No. I'm speaking about a system that has been running our protection, that has been responsible for our protection for the majority of humanity.
Correct.
If I could give everyone like a pie chart, and you can visualize, if humanity is 100% this old, 95% of that pie belongs to the ancient wisdom of the body. It belongs to those scanning mechanisms I mentioned. Are we safe from physical harm? Are we safe to belong? And belonging is safe from embarrassment, safe from ridicule, safe from making a mistake and not be humiliated. Belonging is that level. And the body scans. Katie, how's the body scan? Well, after 95% of this ancient wisdom, right, in its somatic limbic systems, and there's the neuroscientists probably wouldn't be delighted with this explanation, but you and I need it to be this way.
Yes.
So we have somatic and limbic systems that have been responsible for our survival. And about 95% of all humanity, that system has been totally in charge.
Right.
But the new kid on the block is cognition. Okay. It is purposeful thought. It is understanding a future, dreams, preparing, planning, learning. All of that is a relatively new system. So we're only going to give it about 5% if you look at all of humanity. So 95% is this old system that has kept us alive.
That survival mode of the body. Okay, yes.
Okay. Now, what everybody doesn't understand yet is that belonging is a physiological phenomenon.
Wow.
The body has already decided whether it belongs in that environment, in those conditions, or not. Okay. Does that mean we don't go into that environment? Of course not. We go into them all the time. We didn't even really know this mechanism was going on underneath.
Right.
But there are clues. Shoulders tighten, heart rate increases, breath changes. These are all physiological clues. Yeah. And what those clues are...
Yeah.
What it's telling us is that the body is going to divert resources towards protection.
Yes.
There's no way of thinking past that. You can't think the body out of feeling safe. You can't logically. I am talking about a system that has been functioning for 95% of humanity. Okay? New kid on the block cognition. 5%. He is brilliant. We're all completely dazzled by him. We all just want to go, oh, and we talk about dreams and plans and futures and all this stuff that was never, because I'm going to call him our ancient guardian. We all have an ancient guardian. And the ancient guardian has basically been in charge for 95% of all humanity. Now, it is absolutely delighted with the new kid on the block. It is so enchanted that all of us are so enchanted with dreams. Yes. The body, however, is not. Its sole purpose is my survival, is to bring life forward one moment at a time. The body doesn't plan, the body doesn't dream, the body doesn't matter whether you're married and have kids or whether you have your dream job or you're at McDonald's. Honestly, the body does not care. So then that made me think, well, belonging is that deep. It is so deep. I can't think my way into a physiological state of belonging.
Yes.
This is the new kid on the block. He has no power compared to the 95% ancient wisdom of the human system.
Yes.
Now, does this ancient wisdom kind of body overreact sometimes? Yes. Yes. For most of humanity, pace has been much slower. And the past 100 years, so we're so delighted with the new kid on the block, cognition, executive functioning, where we can plan, dream, that we forgot that there's a body system that all of that inherits. So whatever state that I'm in, which I hope now we'll begin talking about states, because state has to do with safety.
Okay, what are those
safety? Remember, I'm a body, okay? So we're kind of had everybody put your head over to the side. You are a sensory system right now. You are only caring about this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment. And in all those moments, you're asking 3 questions. Am I safe from physical harm? Do I belong?
Yes.
And what are the expectations? The belonging is the one that trips us up. Teachers, principals, CEOs, you might, okay, let me tell you the experience, because as soon as I say this, and really, Rochelle, I happen to have been in the trenches and went to the classroom for 25 to 40 years to watch bodies. Yes. But what I'm sharing with all of you is not mine. It belongs to humanity. It belongs to bodies. This information somehow got collapsed in our delight with cognition. We keep thinking this body is a neutral system. It's a blank template. But guess what? The body keeps the score. It knows every second of every second of every second of your life. Yes. So, you think it's neutral? Not. No. Do you think that you can walk into a classroom where there's a bully in there and your body's not going to change?
Come on, let's go. I love it.
Yeah. Yes. And then, but here's what we think, that it doesn't affect cognition. Wait a minute. If I divert all my resources towards the bully in the back because belonging is breached and I don't know what to expect. Am I going to be embarrassed? Do I have to fight them? Am I going to be humiliated? See, the body brings all the scenarios because it just wants to bring life forward one step at a time. That's it. It doesn't matter whether you aced this test in that class. It doesn't matter whether the teacher understands that the person in the back is bullying you. The body is just looking at the conditions. And the conditions warrant scanning for threat.
Yes.
Because of the prior experiences the body took into that environment.
So good. So good.
Now, the other is also true because you mentioned co-regulation.
Yes.
Co-regulation is a profound phenomenon that pretty much starts occurring at conception. Okay, this is Katie too, but I believe it starts occurring at conception.
Yes.
Those 3 questions, remember, those questions don't change.
Say those questions again, so in case anyone forgot what those
Of course. So the questions, and what these questions do is they orient me. And once I'm oriented, I'm regulated.
Yes.
Okay? It's not I'm calm. It's not that I'm thinking positively. It's that the body is satisfied with the 3 questions that it always asks. Am I safe from harm? Am I safe to be me?
Yes.
Can I be me here? Or am I going to be ridiculed? Am I going to be embarrassed? And you would not believe how fast the body can realize a belonging breach. Because it had to do with our survival for millennia. If you got isolated, you died. Yes. If you didn't belong with the tribe and share the resources, you died. So this is an evolutionary safety alarm.
Yes.
It just doesn't work well in 2026 with teenagers and social media.
No.
So you see, is the body overreacting? Yes. But oftentimes, is that bully really maybe in that class going to embarrass you? Maybe not, maybe. But these are all, but here's another thing. The body absolutely hates uncertainty. That's why it's the 3rd question. Am I safe from physical harm? Am I safe to be me? And what are the expectations? What's being asked of me? Do I know what I need to do? And that's all the body asks 1,000% of the time. Okay. Those questions determine state. Let's call this the state of the body. And I'm calling this state literacy. It's so funny we've gotten to 2026 And we really have never understood that the body has its own language, its own set of criteria, its own purpose, and it has nothing to do with cognition. But we've never learned what that biomechanism is. It's not in literature. It's not being talked about. It's not. The physiological phenomenon of belonging makes perfect sense. Of course, if belonging is breached, I'm not safe. I understand how that 90% ancient wisdom guardian of ours always defers to protection in those environments. So let's talk about states, because this is where things can change for every human being on the planet. And I know that's a little broad, but the reason I say that is because everybody lives in a body. It does not matter what culture, what skin color. It does not matter where you are. We all have this.
Body. Yes.
We all have a body. And it all functions in protection. Its sole purpose in its life is to move your life forward, regardless of what that looks like. And sometimes it's moved me forward just in this given moment because I only have 5 seconds before I lose it.
Yes.
Yeah, because so okay, I know your audience, let's talk just about states.
No, this is great.
There are 4 states typically, and I'm sure there's degrees within each one, but I'm just naming 4 states in state literacy. And state literacy is understanding that state is the conditions that when the conditions of safety, orientation, connection are met, then access to our greatest potential can be accomplished.
2 important terms that I heard you say. So I heard you say your state is connected to access. So I remember you saying that to me the other day as well. So what is
extremely
access?
important.
Access is?
Okay, so all of us have this, part of us where it's our most creative, we see the most opportunities, and it's not about happiness. We're expanded in our thinking. It's where artists live a lot of their lives and create their beautiful work. It's a place where the body is so completely settled, which is the first term. It's called settled. The first state. And in that state, we have the most access to all that the new kid on the block brings to the table.
Okay. So
it is the full library of everything you've lived, everything you've done, everything that means something to you. You have access to it. It's there. You have a little librarian. She's doing pirouettes through the aisles.
Yeah.
And she can bring you any book in your entire library because you're so open and expanded. Now, the next level, so you have broad access.
Access, okay. So more
access. So
at the settled level.
Yeah, the settled level. So, but it's your creativity. It's your curiosity. It's the opportunity to see multiple possibilities. It's expanded thinking.
Okay.
The next state that most people will live in, and these states fluctuate all day, every day. Okay, you're not stuck at one state, so you don't identify yourself as a state. They fluctuate.
Okay.
The next state is activated, and that is when we're at work or when we're performing a task or when we have to narrow our focus. Is all our creativity available to us? No, because it narrows. It narrows to my purpose, to my performance, to my task. Right here, you and I are activated because we have a goal, we have a purpose. Yes. So both our thinking is there, our thinking is towards making this the most enjoyable for our listeners, and so we're activated. Then let's say I go to the doctor yesterday. And let's say it's right after this interview, you and I have been activated. I'm on my way to the doctor. And it's a new building and it's a new doctor. And I'm kind of worried because it's maybe a new diagnosis. So all of a sudden, this activated Katie state with Rochelle, driving in the car to the appointment, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And my thinking begins to narrow. And then instead of having the Katie who's expansive and can think of all these 25, 30 different solutions, I've narrowed my thinking, okay, I'm overwhelmed. My body is going to bring me the experiences that match most like the state I'm in order to look for clues to get out of it. So it's very efficient.
Library? What happens to that library?
Well, library goes away. All the shelves are gone. One aisle is only available to you, and it's all your experiences that most match overwhelm.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So did Rochelle disappear? Did she go away? Did her creative that could come up with 25 things, is she gone? No. We don't have access to her right now. Why? Because our system is so narrow towards threat.
Yes.
Because this diagnosis was kind of scary. But then let me just share something else about environment. So they gave me the wrong directions, actually. So I ended up having to do 3 U-turns, turn into a place that wasn't really the right thing. Wow. And so by the time I got there, this system was almost felt survival.
Wow.
My thinking was so narrowed. I was mad. I was angry. Those are the clues that if you can only come up with one reason, if you speak in absolutes, then you know your thinking's narrowed because you're not seeing that expansive part of yourself. Your system has narrowed, diverted resources towards protection. Because first I had to park. I had to park this 2,000-pound vehicle. I had to try and find my way. I have to move this system from point A to point B in a place I don't know, in a parking lot I couldn't find. See how my system got overwhelmed?
Yeah, and you know what? When you say, like, speaking in absolutes, like you said, it changes throughout the day. And
It does.
like I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a teacher. So if I'm going from place to place and I'll notice you get home at the end of the day after trying to regulate students all day long or taking on their secondhand trauma or stress, and then you get home and now you're yelling at your kids and you're like, you never clean up after yourselves. And then like you said, those absolutes, it's like now everything is like so pessimistic, a narrow worldview of life.
And tell me why that happened, Rochelle. Tell me why you think that thinking stays with us.
That stinking
Tell
thinking?
Me. Yeah, why does the stinking thinking stay? Like when you got home and you finally, like, you never do this and then you got fussy with your kids and it kind of stayed for a while. Do you know why?
Yeah. Why?
Because it removes uncertainty.
Yeah.
If you can say never, then I'm sure in that second that I have a certainty. The body is delighted. Is the assessment correct? No. Did the body care whether the assessment was correct?
It needs to know, like, this is what it is. I need to know
exactly
what to
exactly.
Yeah.
So the narrowing happens very quickly, and once you begin noticing it in your body, and guess what? I know all of our listeners, you guys, you are going to notice it in your own body. Because, okay, I'm the baby of 7 kids, so I call my 3 sisters. As all of this unfolded, this is kind of cool stuff. Yes. Every single one of my sisters in every different kind of background, this is a human thing. Mm-hmm. I know that I can walk in a room and say, dang, well, maybe it was the room. The conditions changed. I didn't have access to all of me. Okay. Then let's get to the thing, because I know everybody's going to wonder, well, then how do I get myself out?
You got to leave them with some good stuff. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Here is how you get out. And this is the key. You cannot think your way out. Remember, new kid on the block, you think the ancient wisdom's really going to, like, he's going to go, kid, You don't know what's happening right now.
I'm keeping you alive, okay?
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, and then more nuances, and the more we can talk, the more important cognition can play a role in closing loops for the body. But I'm talking in that acute moment, this moment, you cannot talk your way out. You must use sensory stimulation. Movement is the key. You have to move this out. So let's say you drove home and you're frantic by the time, because the Houston traffic is horrible. And it's really one of my big nightmares. I lose me almost every time I get in a car. I feel my chest tighten. I feel me angry. I feel me wanting to do gestures that a nice lady doesn't do towards people. You know, I don't know. It's like, what happened to grandma? Seriously, where does she go? How? And so the way you do it is you must move. And it's not move for fitness. I'm talking move for regulation.
Gotta get it out.
Shake it off, a down dog, 10 jumping jacks, even going, walking, getting a drink of water, going back, writing, journaling, listening to your favorite song, some sensory. Then the body can calm down because the environment changed, the demands on the system changed in that moment because you moved. And then you lower the demands, let access opening, and you can almost, we can get good enough, I think, humans, we'll be able to actually sense the narrowing and the opening of our own physiology because we now can recognize what's happening. We have language, and recognition alone is regulating.
Yeah.
Why? It provides certainty. Remember, regulation is not anything but those three questions. It's always these three questions. And the biggest one in 2026 is it safe to be me? Is my belonging going to be breached or ruptured in this environment? And if so, I am going to prepare before I go.
Yes.
And so how many of our students, for reasons that are probably overdetermined and more than we can even imagine. But then I was reading an article just last night. I don't know if poverty defines us as much as the living conditions of these individuals.
Yes.
What if those same children that struggle demographically, children of color, we gave the conditions of other affluent people? If we put them in would they be in gifted and talented classes then? Would their creativity, would we have more CEOs then? So maybe understanding that it might not be cognition, it might be the conditions, and we need to focus on conditions, meaning what is the body going to feel when it walks in this space? That's conditions. And conditions change access. Conditions change state. So whatever state you're in, quick review. There are 4 states: settled, broad access; activated, focused access; overwhelmed, narrowed access; survival, pretty much protect, survive. Can I take it one step forward? It's not, can I make it through the day? Can I make it to the next minute? That's what survival is. But it's temporary. If people knew, okay, how do I get out of it? You got to go move. Yes. But not move for fitness. Or go write, sing a song, do artist, do something. Yes. Please, everybody, I'm so excited about this conversation. I think it's just starting, Rochelle. I think we have a lot to do with state literacy. I know.
Awesome. It was so good,
Thank you.
Katie. I'm so glad and in spite of everything, all the challenges that we went through this morning just to get this conversation out, at the end of it, I can see why it was so necessary. And I really hope that everyone listening can see the value in this conversation as well. As you said, this is...
Please shoot me any questions. Find me on LinkedIn. If anybody's interested, I would love to know what resonates with your listeners.
Absolutely. So drop it in the comments, and I'm going to have all of Katie's links in the comment section in the description so that you can go and find her, find more of her information. Check her out on LinkedIn. She has the visuals, she has the PDF files. She's a wealth of knowledge. So please go connect with her. Katie, thank you so much for your time. This was such an awesome
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you
You
so
have
much.
a great rest of your day and keep doing the
Thank
phenomenal
you.
work you're doing. I love
Thank
everything.
you, Rochelle. I appreciate you so much. Take care
Awesome.
of your beautiful family.
Thank you. You as
Thank
well.
you. Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.